Fairy Tail's new arcs is something that everybody and their mom has been waiting for, but what if I told you that with Elentir alone, brand new arcs have been confirmed? Now, yes, you guys heard me right. Brand new arcs have been confirmed, all just from this one little arc. So round of applause to Hiro Mashima because he has just revealed the brand new arcs after Elentir. And the biggest thing about Elentir is, what are these hands? Yes, we saw that the hands, they were the main thing that did separate the main crew when they first arrived at Elentir. So the fact that we don't even know about the origin of these hands, and yet these are literally the biggest thing in the world, goes to show you how spooky Elentir is. I mean, if you're asking Underrated Mage, it might be Shura's whole body from Eden Zero. We see that the hands have tattoos and Shura has tattoos, but no, in all seriousness, we do know that the next generation anime has been confirmed. Yes, that was literally the biggest thing from the Elentir arc. The fact that next generation literally got confirmed right at the beginning goes to show you that Hiro Mashima, he might just be watching some of my videos. But no, in all seriousness, I do think the fact that Hiro Mashima literally did confirm Nashi Drag Neo at the beginning goes to show you that he is still thinking about a next generation. Yes, even with Eden Zero and 100 Year Quest all going, to quote Hiro Mashima himself, if the fans do want it, he will deliver it. And I think that was clear with the beginning of Elentir. We see Nashi and Gray's son. So I do think Hiro Mashima, this was a little tease at the future of Fairy Tail. And speaking of the future, Erza and Irene, their confirmed reunion arc, I definitely do think this will serve as Erza's little training arc. Now, I don't think this will be something like a next generation. I think it could be something like a little bit, maybe 5 chapters, but in Elentir, we do see that Irene, she is actually still with Wendy, and she does plan on meeting with Erza later on. So I do think this is a clear indication that Erza and Irene, there will be some type of reunion arc. This could lead to a training arc for Erza, especially after we see that she just unlocked a brand new armor. I do think she's going to get something else to go with the Dragon Slayer armor, which goes to show you that Elentir is peak fiction. Yes, to everybody who knows somebody that isn't reading Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest, make sure you go have some empathy for them, because yo, this just goes to show you that Elentir, this is the best arc in Fairy Tail. Yes, this just goes to show you that this is literally the best form of entertainment, and it confirms a lot of future arcs for the series. So this just goes to show you that even though Elentir is better than 99% of stuff on television, it still does hype up the future of Fairy Tail. Yes, we do see that because of Elentir, we know that there are multiple different dimensions besides just Earthworld, Etelos, and Elentir. Hell, we figured out through Elentir that all of the series were connected. Actually, we found that out through Heroes. But no, in all seriousness, we do know that Elentir, this is basically, if you're asking Underrated Mage, this is the best arc in Fairy Tail. I like it more than the Aldron and Toka arc. I thought that arc was greatness, but Elentir, even though it is a good setup arc, it is still one of the most fire arcs, because we do know that it is still, well, Hiro Mashima and Atsuo Ada, they're taking their good sweet time with it. The pacing is good, all that stuff, the artwork, like, I definitely do think Elentir, this will go down as the best arc in Fairy Tail, better than Albrez, Tartaros, all that greatness, and it sets up perfectly for the future of the whole series, because we figure out more about the 5th generation Dragon Slayers. Yes, if you're asking Underrated Mage, I do think there will be another Guild War arc. We see that has been a very big theme in Fairy Tail, but this time it will be up against the 5th generation Dragon Slayers. Yes, in case you guys have been living underneath the rock and didn't know, the 5th generation Dragon Slayers have their own guild. Yes, there is a guild full of 5th generation Dragon Slayers, meaning that there is a guild full of Dragon Eaters. So I do think we will be having an arc revolving around the 5th generation dragon slayers, because yo, we got to figure out, how do they eat them? Do they fry them? Do they saute them? How do they actually gain the power of these dragons? So I definitely do think the war arc, it is definitely going to be one of the best things ever, especially after Natsu, our main man, ran into Suzaku. Yes, we do see that Natsu versus Suzaku, it is about to go down. 1st generation dragon slayer versus a 5th gen one-on-one, and we're going to learn about the strongest 1st generation dragon slayer, the first one, etc, etc. So I am super excited. You know, I know there's a lot of people that must be thinking, oh, what about the 4th generation? How did they just skip over that? We do know that was revealed in Fairy Tail Dragon Cry. So if you're one of those people who have been really living underneath the rock, I recommend you go do something with your life, because you are slacking. But no, in all seriousness, we do know that this is basically the newest version of Dragon Slayers. So I do think the 5th generation Dragon Slayer arc, this arc will definitely be one of the biggest arcs in all of Fairy Tail, possibly even the best war arc, but possibly the best plot arc that I'm excited for is Lucy finding Aquarius's key. Now, yes, the biggest mystery on the whole Fairy Tail web was, does Lucy have Aquarius's key? Because we see in Elentir they are reunited. Yes, the biggest thing that we were basically waiting to see happen was Lucy and Aquarius coming back, but we do know the only reason why Aquarius is here is because Elentir is full of so much magic power. Yes, Lucy is able to summon all the celestial spirits, but this confirms that she still does have to find Aquarius's key. So while their reunion was dope, we do know she still does have to find her. And in case you guys have been living beneath the rock and didn't know, Brandish is looking for Aquarius's key. Yes, Brandish is looking for Aquarius's key. So this just goes to show you that Lucy and Brandish, they are literally about to be rivals. And we do know that Brandish, she said that she's searching for it all over the whole continent of Glitania. We do know that this brand new continent, it is the unknown. This is full of dragons. We don't even Acnologia himself hasn't even been to this continent. So this just goes to show you that since there are people like Brandish who are searching around this continent, and since Aquarius's key still isn't found, this is going to be basically like Christopher Columbus discovering North America. Yes, we are about to figure out everything about Glitania, and we do know they're no longer on Ishgar or Alak. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the homeland of the Spirited 12, but no, in all seriousness, we do know that they are not on either of those continents. So the fact that this is an unknown continent and Aquarius's key is confirmed to be on it goes to show you that Hiro Mashima, he is going to reveal a brand new continent. We already seen how big Ishgar was, so this just goes to show you Glitania, the 5 dragon gods. This is definitely one of the best things yet. But I definitely do think that there will be a canon celestial spirit arc. Now, for all my real Fairy Tail fans, you guys would know Fairy Tail 2014, that might have been the worst filler. I'm talking about worse than Naruto fillers, worse than Bleach filler. That celestial spirit arc might have been literally the worst thing that I've ever seen, where they had the opposite versions of them. But I do think that might have been hinting or foreshadowing at Lucy returning to the celestial spirit world once she does have all the keys. Yes, we do know that Lucy, obviously, she doesn't have Aquarius's key, and we do know the celestial spirit world, that is still one of the biggest mysteries. We do know that time does speed up when you're over there, so that would have to be one of the biggest problems that Hiro Mashima, Atsuo, Ada will have to discuss. But I do think because Celine herself did introduce basically traveling to other dimensions, we are going to figure out more about the celestial spirit world, especially seeing as how much power comes from it. We still don't even know too much about it. So I do think once Lucy does actually gather up all of her keys, she will actually go to the celestial spirit world. It's not going to be like that filler arc. No. It's not going to be fake evil Loki, none of that stuff. But I do think a celestial spirit arc where we actually see what that world is would definitely be something greatness. And I definitely do think Elentir, not only is it one of the greatest arcs in all entertainment history because it's setting up for the future, but the actual content itself is greatness. We're seeing Natsu versus 5th gen, basically Team Natsu going up against Selene, and to be honest, the pacing is perfect. Chef's kiss. I do think this is definitely the best arc in Fairy Tail. Like I said, the Toka and Aldra arc, it was my favorite arc in Fairy Tail. Seeing Natsu versus Gajeel, all that greatness, but this arc, man, oh man, all I can say is that not only does it do a great job at setting up for next generation, but it also does confirm that 100 Year Quest is going to be 500 chapters long like the original, and it will definitely be, when it's all said and done, one of the best arcs in all entertainment history. Comment what you guys down below, subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.